Hello everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh chat channel, and today I'm going to profile for you guys my Maleficent Skill Drain deck. Now it could also be called Maleficent Skill Drain Virus deck because it does run the Eradicated Epidemic Virus. And I'll go over how this deck works and things like that, but first let's go over the deck list. 2 Maleficent Stardust Dragons, 3 Maleficent Cyber Dragons, 1 Ancient Gear Dragon, 2 Cat of Ill Omen, 2 Gravekeeper's Commandant, 2 Beast King Barbaros, 2 Fissure Dragon the Dual Module Beast, 2 MSTs, 3 Necro Valley, 1 Gear Town, 2 Pot of Dualities, comes in handy, 1 Terraforming, 2 Forbidden Lance, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon, 3 Skill Drain, 2 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, 1 Soul Drain, 2 Bottomlesses, 2 Compulsory Evacuations, and 3 Dark Bribes. The extra deck, your 3 Stardusts, and your 3 Cyber Dragons. You run the other extra Stardust because you do run Starlight Road in the side deck. Now, these are some cards I've been playing around with. Maleficent's Claw Stream. Not a bad card. It's a good card. It can come in handy, but it's up to you if you want to run it. Been playing around with the number of Terraforming. Gear Town I've been playing, maybe running a second one, but I haven't. Starlight Road, I don't run it because I'm running Dark Bribes, so I can counteract cards better. Starlight Road is just, I just found it didn't need all that protection. You needed other cards. You need cards like Bottomless and Compulsory to deal with Ophion and stuff like that. So your main side deck cards, though, it does come in handy in game 2, though, Starlight Road does. But side deck cards you run Soul Drain. Your main side deck card you would run an extra Soul Drain. 2 Deck Devies, an extra MST, and 2 Effect Railers come in handy. That's your main side deck right there. Those cards right there. Now I'll go over to you some of the plays this deck can do and some of the choices. This deck can do good against Elemental Dragons. It can go toe-to-toe against them. It can beat spellbooks fairly easy because it does run the virus. You may want to actually run an extra virus if you actually wanted to. So take the Soul Drain out and run 3 Eradicated Virus and just, do that to spellbooks. But I run 2 usually in the main deck. If I need to switch out because I'm going against a Wind-Ups or something like that, because people do still play Wind-Ups, I do run Deck Devi in the sideboard, so I can deal with that. But you run your 2 Stardust Dragons. It can be an Eid Virus target. It can also be a Beat Stick. It can also protect your Necro Valleys and Gear Town. Your Cyber Dragons, your boss monster. That's your big Beat Stick for you want. Your Gear Dragons in there because you do run the run Gear Town. If it gets destroyed, you get to special summon the dragon, so that's good. Cat of Ill Omen. The fact is, if you get Necro Valley out, and that's going to be your main spell card, Necro Valley is on the field. You put Cat down, they attack, Cat gets flipped, you can get search out for a Skill Drain, a Virus target, a Soul Drain if they run Water. And Soul Drain affects a lot of other decks besides Water decks, but it can affect a lot of decks out there because the deck they're graveyard oriented, so that's why you run the second one. You can just pick and choose your poison. But it works very well. You can search out something that's going to really hurt your opponent's deck. 2 Commandant, you just need 2. You're either going to draw a Necro Valley first turn or field spell cards so you can get your plays going, or you're going to just use Commandant, pitch it, use it as a searcher, or you can summon it and just use it as a beat stick. Barbaros is your other big monster to attack, and Dragon's in there because he can become an attack monster or he can become an E-Virus target. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 E-Virus targets. Now, the reason why I don't run Monster Reborn in the deck, and you may question this actually, but I find that it was actually an endless cycle. I actually dueled a guy one time and he did this to me, okay? Summon Cyber Dragon. He compulsed Cyber Dragon back to hand. So I wasted 1. Normal summon it again. He bottomlessed it because I had to banish another one. So I end up next turn having another Cyber Dragon. I got it out. He Dark Hold it because I didn't have no protection. And I just dead drew into a Cyber Dragon. It's caused me to have bad plays. And besides your big monster over here, you don't want to Monster Reborn it. It's up to you. It's personal preference. I just have found there's times it's been a good card, but there's been more times where it's been like, oh my gosh, I got these dead Submarine Dragons and I can't special summon them now. So it's a good 1-for-1. That's why I just don't run Monster Reborn. If I'm going to special summon one, I'm just banishing one. I'm not going to Monster Reborn it back. I just find that's just my preference. Cat of Omen, like I said, searches everything out. Big beat stick. Can also be an 18 beat stick, so that's good. This is your E-Virus target, a big beat stick. We don't like our back row. Locks down decks. Pot searches so we can get better hands. Comes in handy. You may say just run one, but I run two because it works better. More consistency with the deck. One Terraforming so we can search out Gear Town, so you got good enough searchers for field spells. Lance, really a good card in this deck. Dark Hole, good. Book of Moon. Book of Moon helps deal with our main deck we do not like in the meta, and that's Ophion. We have to put outs in the deck for Ophion. So you have Book of Moon before they search the virus. You have Bottomless before they search the virus. You get Compulsory so you can compulse Ophion back. So you have options to decks that, the Ophion deck, which, is the deck that really hurts this deck. The virus can hurt other decks out there. Soul Drain can hurt decks. Here's your out cards, and Dark Hole just protects everything else. Dark Bribe, excuse me. But that's the deck in a nutshell. Overall, my rating of this deck is very good for this meta. It's very anti-meta in a way, but it can deal with a whole bunch of different decks out there in general. But it's a fun deck to play, and I would suggest that you just play it online and have fun with it. I just really like playing with this deck online. It's actually a fun deck to play when you go Malefics and you actually beat somebody that has an Ophion deck, which this deck has done. But I hope you like it. I hope you like Maleficence. Don't forget about this old deck. Even though Ophion is a deck now and a card and everything, Evil Swarms are. Just don't forget about the old decks out there. Kara Curry is going to take a harder hit from Ophion than this deck will. But it does take a hit. But we do have outs. So until next time, everybody, take care, have fun dueling, and Seto Kaiba out.